Hello students, welcome back to the e-learning of Learners Academy English School. In our previous session, we discussed about the levels of management. There are basically three levels of management, that is top level management, middle level management and bottom level management. In this session today, we are going to discuss about the difference between these levels of management. First point, management and administration. At top level management, the work of management, that is, work of decision making, is more, and the work of administration, that is, work of implementation, is less. At middle level management, the proportion of management is less and administration is more. And at bottom level of management, the proportion of management is too less and the proportion of administration is maximum. They have to implement the instructions given by the higher level of management. Second point includes top level management includes board of director, general manager, managing director who frames the business policies. Middle level management includes the departmental officers and experts such as production manager, purchase manager, sales manager, finance manager, etc. Bottom level management includes supervisors, jobbers, foremen, etc. Third point, authority and responsibility. At top level management, both authority and responsibility are more. They have to frame policy and also have to supervise that work is going on according to plan or not. At middle level management, authority is less than top level management, whereas responsibility is limited to their departments only. They have to take decision related to their departments only. Therefore, their authority is less in comparison to top level management. At bottom level management, authority is least, whereas responsibility is limited to subdivisions. They have to supervise the work done by employees and report to top level of management. The planning done by top level management and policies framed by middle level management is actually implemented by bottom level of management. Fourth point, the number of members are less at top level of management. The number of members are more at middle level of management in comparison to top level management. At bottom level management, the number of members are more in comparison to top level management and middle level management. Fifth point, competence. The members at the top level management should have detailed knowledge because they are the whole and soul of the company. They are the one who decide the objectives of the company and look after the work done in the company. They have more authority and responsibility, therefore they are the one who look after the all-round development of the company. The members at middle level management should have specialized knowledge, means they are the departmental heads. Therefore, they should have the specific expertise knowledge. The members at bottom level management should have the knowledge related to their department and sub-departments. Sixth point, formation of the objectives and policies. The primary objective and policy of the business are framed by the top level of management. Middle level management implements the policy framed by the top level management, and bottom level management implements the decision taken by top level and the instructions given by the middle level of management. Eighth point, decisions. The decisions taken by the top level management is more risky and affects the company on large scale. The decision taken by middle level of management is less risky. The decisions taken by bottom level management are least risky. Now, next topic is functions of management. It is very necessary that management should be done efficiently. It is the principle or rule which has to be implemented. It should not be just on papers. The efficient management helps in the accomplishment of predetermined objectives. For this, management process has to be followed. Now, what is this management process? Management process is the series of functions which are performed continuously for the accomplishment of predetermined business objectives. Now, why management is considered as a process? What is process? Process is the function which is performed step by step in an orderly manner. Therefore, here various business activities are arranged in chronological and orderly manner for the achievement of business objectives. Hence, it is considered as a process. As management is considered as a subject of study, or a field of knowledge. Therefore, various thinkers and scholars hold different opinion regarding it. Let us look what is management according to these different scholars. There are 5 different scholars who have different opinions regarding management. First, according to Knudsen and O'Donnell, management consists of planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and control. Second, according to Henry Fayol, management consists of planning, organizing, direction, coordination, and controlling. Third, according to Peter Drucker, management consists of managing a business, managing the managers, and managing workers, man, and work. Fourth, according to Luther Gulick, management consists of planning, organizing, staffing, directing, coordination, reporting, budgeting. Fifth, according to George Terry, management consists of planning, organizing, directing, and controlling. Here we had seen the concept of management according to 5 different scholars, but we are going to study in detail the concept given by Luther Gulick, that is post-COP: planning, organizing, staffing, directing, coordination, reporting, and budgeting. So we are going to study these all 7 points in detail in our next lecture. Till then, stay healthy, stay tuned. Thank you.